Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and here we'll be discussing about petroleum engineering and the activity done by the petroleum engineers, and also whatever all the syllabus we required in for petroleum engineering. So we'll be discussing all those topics time to time. So basically today we'll be starting with overview of petroleum engineering. What is petroleum engineering and why the name called petroleum has come for this particular subject. So basically petroleum is uh, made of two words, that is petro and lium. So petro means rock and lium means oil. Combining this, basically the petroleum oil are made of, or it is generated from what you call sedimentary rocks, where the fossils and then after the dead bodies or the tree. So under high pressure and temperature, these all are converted into uh, oil by sedimenting into a rock. So that's why it is called a rock oil. Now, the overview of petroleum engineering. Petroleum engineering is a field of engineering concerned with activities related to the production of hydrocarbons, that is crude oil and natural gas. So basically the work of petroleum engineer is to extract the for the production of crude oil, or you can call as hydrocarbons, from the subsurface of the earth. the the sediments or the topography present in the earth, it's inside the earth is called subsurface, whereas the upper part is called the surface. That's why the innermost part of the earth is called subsurface in the petroleum engineering. And the petroleum engineer helps to take out those rock oil or the formation fluids to the surface for our daily use, which can be said like for our fuels, used for fuels. Now there is basically a three stages in the oil and gas: upstream, midstream, and downstream. Upstream is divided into subcategories of exploration, drilling, and extraction. Exploration is before going for the we should know where the petroleum products is present, like at which place the petroleum oil or fossil fuels are present. To know that, exploration activities are done. There is we'll be going deep more into upcoming videos. So we'll be just today I will be giving just a small brief on the topic and what actually the petroleum engineers are doing. So exploration, uh, just use of some seismic survey, gravity method, or electric methods to know the physical properties of the rock, so that we can identify where the fossil fuels are present, and then the next step, that is the drilling and extraction or the production, can be done on that particular area. So once the exploration is completed, like when we come to know like this place has the fossil fuel or the presence of fossil fuel in that place, after that the drilling activities are done. So drilling activities is use of technology or use of machines, heavy equipment machines are used to drill the subsurface and to reach out the pay zone or the reservoir where this this hydrocarbons are present. Once the drilling is completed, the extraction or the production, like extraction production means taking out the hydrocarbons from subsurface to the surface, That's the basic point of extraction or production. Now coming to the midstream. Midstream is transportation. Like suppose there is a rig called in offshore. Offshore means basically dealing about the water or the seashore. Suppose we are producing oil after drilling from offshore. We need to take those produced fossil fuels or hydrocarbons from offshore to onshore for the uh, next stage, to make us useful, because as we know that the crude oil which is produced from the subsurface is not at all useful directly for our daily life. So in that transportation, We deal with like before in earlier stage we used to use the ship or tankers or vessels, and now in today context the when pipelines are used to transport oil from different place to different places, from place to places. Now downstream, once this crude oil comes to the onshore or it bottles in the refining plant, these petroleum or crude oils are breaked into different products using distillation units like evaporation or boiling. So these crude oils are breaked into different products like you can say petrol, gas, kerosene, jet fuel, uh, this bitumen, then after different lubricants, grease, wax. So these are some of the main product as well as the byproduct of the crude oil. Now, this petroleum engineering profession got started in 1914 with the American Institute of Mining, Metallurgical and Petroleum Engineers, that is AIME. The first petroleum engineering degree was conferred in 1915. This petroleum profession started in 1914 by the American Institute of Mining. Now there is a society like SP. SP is called a Society of Petroleum Engineers. It is the largest professional society where all the petroleum engineers are connected and publishes much technical information and other resources to support the oil and gas industry. Not only this, but also they talks about the technology and also to how to overcome on different problems like nowadays we are going for a deep water drilling, even for more depth, as we know that the petroleum products has been uh, extracted from the shallow depth. So on different problems what we are facing today are being discussed on the SPE. We can also, being a petroleum engineer, can also be joining as a Society of Petroleum Engineers. We can join in this SPE, and also they conduct different programs and technical programs related to petroleum engineers. Also, they also discuss about the job facilities and what are the possibilities, facilities about the petroleum engineers. So coming to now petroleum engineering salaries, like how is the petroleum engineering salaries and what are the job facilities will be getting in upcoming futures. So petroleum engineers has historically been one of the highest paid engineering disciplines. It is the highly paid profession as it is highly risky as well. That's why this petroleum engineer has uh, a high profession. Also, in petroleum engineers, will be not working continuously for years, but we have a rotation of 20, some depending on the companies, and we have a rotation of 20 to 28 to 28, or 56 to 28, or 6 month to 6 month. Like suppose if you are working for 28 days, the next 28 days will be off for us. In 2020, the United States Department of Labor's Bureau of Labor Statistics reported the median pay of petroleum engineers was US dollar of 1,37,330, or roughly $66 per hour, US dollar per hour. So this is the basic and average salary for petroleum engineers in 2020, which was reported by United States Department of Labor's Bureau. Now also what they said that 3% of job growth in this field from 2019 to 29. There is job growth for 3% of job growth in 2019 to 29. Although this petroleum field is versatile, like if you are talking about the industry, when they have they'll get a less pay for the crude oil, the jobs, they cut the jobs down. Now the disciplines in the petroleum engineers. The petroleum engineers divide themselves into several types. Reservoir engineering. Reservoir engineering basically deals about the production, like where basically if you understand means what is reservoir, the storage stored place, like where all like we can talk about where something is stored it can be called a reservoir. Similarly, when these crude are stored or collected in the rock, inside the rock, that place is called reservoir. So during the production, the reservoir engineers are needed for the better production and to know the how many amount of crude and what type of crude are present on that for the perfect extraction of oil and gas from the reservoir to the surface. Similarly, for the drilling engineers. Drilling engineers, petroleum engineers actually, what is the main role of petroleum engineers? The main role of petroleum engineers is to design the process, not to work on the field, but to design the process. Um, if you talk about the civil engineers, they just design the buildings or road, but they don't work physically in the field, right? Similarly, the main role of petroleum engineers is to design the process to take the crude oil from or the hydrocarbons from subsurface to the surface. But due to the high competition, actually these drilling engineers are mechanical engineers, not petroleum engineers. But for getting a job, people are converted into they are ready to work as a drilling engineers, being as a petroleum engineers as well. And the main drilling use of purpose of drilling engineer is to drill a well or a hole inside in the subsurface of the earth to reach out the pay zone or the targeted zone or the reservoir. Now, drilling fluid engineers. While drilling a well into the wellbore into the subsurface, we need drilling fluid to overcome the pressure from overcome the pressure of subsurface. Suppose if you are drilling a well in the subsurface and there is a high, as we know that there is a high pressure and temperature inside the subsurface. So when these drilling fluids are not in the wellbore, the fluids of the formation can get into the wellbore, or that well can get collapsed. So to overcome and to manage that hydrostatic pressure in the wellbore, these drilling fluid engineers are required. So we'll be discussing more on this like in detail in upcoming videos about these all things. But today just I am giving a basic knowledge about the petroleum engineering. Completion engineers, after completing the drilling and this all activities, exploration and drilling, there is completion engineers which helps uh, to do the casing in the wellbore for to stabilize the wellbore, to prevent from collapsing of the wellbore, and also to prevent from kick. Kick is nothing but influx of formation fluid into the wellbore, which helps, turns into a disaster or the accident, which is the major accident. So different technologies are used for to overcome on this kick, and even these completion engineers are more required for this to prevent from these all kinds of accidents. Okay, so production engineers. After this all activities, the drilling, completion, then after the exploration, these all after completed things, we need to take out the oil from the hydrocarbons from the subsurface to the surface. So the tubings are used, hangers are used, packers, and then after different valves and Christmas tree. So for those purpose, to efficient flow of hydrocarbons from subsurface to the surface, these production engineers are required, and they help in also EOR, like enhanced oil recovery, if there is a less flow of hydrocarbon, to maintain the pressure in the wellbore and to flow the hydrocarbon from the flow of hydrocarbon from the surface to the subsurface. Similarly, so for petrophysicists are to study about the subsurface or the rock properties, like which rock are by studying the properties of the rock, we can understand that this is a sedimentary rock and this is a metamorphic and this is igneous rock, and which rock has potential of hydrocarbons, and also which what are the at what time these all rocks were present, at what temperature and pressure, what are the pores, porosity, permeability of the rock. So these petrophysicists are the helps in to know that this part of the earth is required, like this part of earth has presence of hydrocarbons, and where this petrophysicist helps. So thank you for watching my video today, and if you like my video, subscribe it, like it, and in the upcoming days we'll be getting more videos. This is just today we have just a basic overview of the petroleum engineering. But from the next video we'll be discussing about the different topics related to our BTech degree or the petroleum engineering. And thank you for today.